Hello everybody, my name is Beckett, and we are playing All the Mods 5, and I really mean it this time. It really is All the Mods 5 this time. Look, it's not All the Mods 6, my basement. I got it right this time. And I'm pretty excited. The thermal suite of mods has been added. Thermal expansion back in the day was one of my favorite mods. And it's expanded. It's now several different mods, and every god help us if we can figure it out. Looking at this, it's all higgly-piggly. So, Beekeeper's Pants? I don't know. Everything's all over the place. So, what we're gonna have to do is sort of, I figure the best way to approach it is if we were starting with it in the early game. No, that's wrong. If we were starting with it in the end game. So, what I want to look at first is power generation. Now, thermal, that's all done with dynamos. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different kinds. We've got this pneumatic dynamo, which works with pneumatic craft, which we haven't gotten into. We've got the Sterling dynamo, which just some iron and stuff. No big deal. That runs off consumable fuels. It's you get a good amount of their energy. We've got these compression dynamos, which run off tree oil. I guess I don't know. We would get tree oil from a fractioning still. We'd need resin. I'm not quite sure how to make that. We have a numismatic dynamo. And this runs off of valuables, apparently. Coins, which one can craft. I guess, get a lot of silver. How do you craft that? You need a multi-servo. So there's all these machines. We've got this lapidary dynamo, which generates the energy based on precious gems. Diamonds are really good. But we've also got the magmatic dynamo. And this sucker runs off lava. And I've been kind of looking for an excuse to get at least a semi-permanent source of lava down here in the basement of the lighthouse. So, I guess the first thing we should think about is a pump. I don't know what kind of pumps are available in the pack. I assume the range pump is in here. Oh, pumpkins, of course. Silence Mechanisms has a pump. Well, I don't know anything about it, so let's give it a try. We're gonna need a circuit board. We're gonna need another redstone alloy ingot, which we will... Okay. Redstone and iron. I'll be back. Alright, I changed my mind. We're gonna try to go with ranged pump, since I know nothing about that mod, and I'm super curious. So... let's see. Ranged. Okay, so we need iron pickaxe, and another iron pickaxe, and block of diamonds. That didn't work out. Okay, there we go. Block of diamonds. We're gonna need a bucket of water, and bucket of lava, and I think that's it. Now, I don't know how this thing works. I don't know if it needs power, but we're gonna go find out. Okay, so apparently it does require power. I don't see any pumps in here that don't require power, so... I mean, I assume these would require power. groundwater pump wouldn't help us. I'm assuming the silence mechanism pump would make us spend power in some way, so we're gonna have to make a nice big power cell of some variety to run the pump. So the best place to get a lot of lava is the Nether, but we're gonna need to find a way to keep those chunks loaded. I don't know if this would work in the Nether. I have no idea. So we're gonna build a chunk loader. I don't know how they work. We're gonna find out. So not much to it. It's just glass, iron, a diamond, and ender pearl. We have all that. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna see how it goes. The other things we're gonna need are some ender tanks. Okay, so for that we'll need 2 cauldrons. And I think we have everything else ready. Oh, we don't have any obsidian. Fix that right quick. I don't know what that little glitch is. It's really annoying. And we'll make some orange dye to link these two together. Should give us 6 seconds. There we go. Alright. Alright, here we are. We're not far away at all from the portal. So let's fly on down here and run this out. Run a little bridge out. See, oh, this is perfect. See if you can figure out how this thing works. Oh, a little clumsy. That's alright. Okay, so we're gonna want to get our pump, right? Put it right here. We're gonna want to put our energy cell somewhere. Woo! Okay, yeah, we got this little bit of Alright. Leave that one lava block under there. Put the energy cell here. Okay, so now the pump has power. Now, I don't know if we're gonna need a pipe to get this out here. We are not. That's definitely filling up rather quickly with lava. Let's see, down here a little bit. That's not bad. How fast is it even filling up? Well, it's filling up at some speed. So maybe it would be better with the pipe. Let's find out. Got our configurator out of here. There it is. So we'll put down this elite pipe. And we'll set it on the pull mode. And we'll put this ender tank right back on top here. Oh, I don't know if that's any faster. But this isn't draining that much, and Alright, yeah, it's definitely still enough. So, let's put down this limited chunk loader, whatever it is. Have an interface. Oh, we need ender pearls, or eye of enders, or end crystals. So an end crystal would last us 45 minutes, an eye of ender would last us half an hour, and ender pearls last us 20 minutes. So let's go get some ender pearls. Alright, we got 32 ender pearls here. Oh, it only takes 15 at a time. Okay, that's fine. So now it should be working for 22 minutes times 16, so that's a good while. We're gonna need to mark this with the orange dye, and hope this chunk loader works across dimensions. Huh! That is definitely not the same amount of. Oh no, now it's filling up. Okay. It's still not the same amount of lava. There's some in there, and I swear, yeah, okay, it's filling up again. But okay, so as long as we're getting lava in there, that's pretty cool. So now we're gonna see what's involved in making some of these magmatic dynamos that run off lava. I think it's gonna be Invar. Okay, now Invar is how are we gonna approach this? The silence stuff has been really useful, but I feel like maybe, well, we need the Invar first. So Invar, generally speaking, is nickel and iron, a 2-to-1 ratio. So let's make a bunch of that. We'll get half a stack of nickel. Stack of iron. And we'll throw that in the alloy smelter. And that's going to give us a whole bunch of Invar. And then we'll be back. Okay, our Invar is done cooking up. So the next thing, let's make 3 of these and see how that works out. What are we going to need? We're going to need 6 of these. We're going to need 3 of these. And we're going to need, that should be it, right? That should give us 3 of these. I guess we only need 3 Invar here. I don't see any of the the ducts or any of the stuff from thermodynamics. But we do have the mechanism pipe. We've got these elite, which are probably going to be just fine. Let's set this up a little differently. Let's put this up 2, 3. Put this up. Run these pipes down along this way. Configurator. That's katana. Can I throw the configurator in the I must have. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. We don't want it there. Oh, great! Now it's full of Oh, come on! Oh, for crying out loud! There we go. Nope. 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 Alright, I'll get this right and I'll be back. Alright, I just moved this tank. Okay, so let's get pumping out and see if pump's fast enough to keep up with these. We can put a bunch of augments in here, huh? Anyway, now these are generating power. So, how much power are they generating? 4 RF a tick. Doesn't seem like that much. But we're gonna have to go ahead and make an energy fuse. So let's do that. Okay, let's see how these blazing cables do. Those right here. Okay, that's a lot of power. Fast. Pretty fast. Pump appears to be keeping up. Nice. So let's dig a hole back here so we can run cable. And start looking at some more machines. So, like most of them use these machine frames with tin gears, some glass, and some iron ingots. So, let's get something ready for that. I really do want to just use regular glass, though. I forget if it or generic. I don't know. Come on, make some glass. There's a lot of glass in this pack, I tell ya. Okay, that'll give us a pattern for a machine frame. Throw that up here. So the most basic thing is, or at least it used to be, the redstone furnace. See if it still is. Alright, so we need some copper gears, another redstone flux coil, 2 copper gears. Tell you, the recipes are pretty friendly in this. Do I have the bricks? Yes, I do. And we'll make a machine frame. Oh, I'm gonna have to teach this thing how to make 15 gears. That's fun. Need some more crafters. Alright, we'll be back when that's finished. Oh, that was fast. Now we should be able to just make this thing. And this is just, it's an upgradable sort of electric furnace, basically. We can put quite a few upgrades into this thing. This will allow us to configure the size. I want the back to be able to accept. I want the top to be able to accept. And I really want the front to be able to eject. But we may have to do that with the bottom. So let's see what we might be able to upgrade this with. First, I'd like to upgrade the base. Improve base attributes. Okay. So hardened, then reinforced is the next one up. And resonant is probably the last one. But to make this, we're going to need lumium and enderium. And I'd like to make this thermal rather than silence if possible. So let's see what's gonna be involved in making some endermium. Whoops. Okay, so we've got the silence version, which we need the alloy smelting, ender pearls. Okay, and we've got the thermal series, which we need this blend for. And that's a little cheaper on the ender pearls, I think. Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's easier on the ender pearls. So so this is what we're gonna go with for now. So it's simplified compared to previous recipes. So we need lead dust. Oh, diamond dust, huh? Oh, that's different. So this doesn't use diamond dust, does it? It uses platinum. And we have a lot of platinum. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and pull our silent alloy smelter out. And we're gonna need... What kind of cables do I even have running back here? I don't even know. Okay, so I have hardened energy cables. Currently working fine. So let's grab a... Get into my offhand. One of these. And we'll grab a crafter. Let's grab all these we're gonna need. We'll put this right down right here. And we'll put the crafter on top of it. And what do we need? Importer. Alright. Whoops. There we go. Now what we're going to want to do here is hope that that works for one thing. And put our upgrades in there, right? I just drew those in here. Yeah, 2 processing speed upgrades, 2 efficiency upgrades. Throw these right in. I know they're stacked. And then we'll need to teach it how to make this stuff. So, there we go. And that's a processing recipe, yes it is. Alright. Now I suppose we, I guess we have to link this, don't we? I don't have a... we'll just throw that right there, it's fine. Now they're all linked up. Okay. See if it works. Oh, it wants us to, do we have to do it with dust? No, we could just use a platinum ingot. So, I guess those don't or dictionary, do they? That's a platinum ingot. That ought to do it. Oh. Alright. See how we do. Oh, lead, huh? I mean, I've got lead. Does this kind of lead not work? Let's find out. Alright. Try this again. Now the real question is this going to work? Oh, it is not. First of all, because I had these in the smelter slot. Doing this right? I don't know, folks. Didn't seem to put anything in there. No machine found. Alright, maybe these don't work with the crafters. Well, maybe we will end up grinding up some diamonds to make this stuff. Fortunately for us, thermal expansion has a machine that'll do that for us. It's these pulverizers. So we'll want to make a bunch of glass, I guess. Oh, and okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, we'll make a bunch of glass. And we'll also need we're gonna need a piston. We're gonna need 2 copper gears this time. And another one of these redstone flux coils. Let's go ahead and make our machine frame. Now we can make our pulverizer. And we'll put this right over here. Now, if we're doing power in the back, we're going to end up sending this stuff out along the bottom to go into our refined storage system. So let's grab 2 importers. Diamond seeds and moon seeds now. Okay. Drop ourselves down in here. Okay. Put this down first, maybe. Need more cable? We need more power cable. Alright, we'll be back. Okay. Pulverizer on there. We'll get our importer down below for once we hook this up to the system. And what we're going to do, we're going to change the configuration again. So they're taking power through the back. We can, the blue means items can enter from up top. And the red means items will be able to exit from down below. We do want to turn these auto inputs and outputs onto enabled. Alright, okay. To make our first, how many diamonds do we even have? Alright, I'd feel comfortable making 8. We can just, okay, so 9 of this to make a diamond. Alright. Alright. We'll come back when those are done grinding up. Okay. 8 diamond dust. Now the other thing we're gonna need, well, you know, in the induction smelter, I guess we wouldn't need to grind up the pearls or even make the blend. So let's see what an induction smelter would involve. Sure, it's another machine frame. Oh, and we'll need a tin gear. Okay. And we're gonna need a blast furnace. I'm not even sure this thing knows how to make a furnace. It doesn't. Okay. On the blast furnace. Come on. And we're gonna need 2 invar gears. We already have invar gears, don't we? We'll need a flux coil. And there we have it. Alright, now we've got our induction smelter. So first let's just go ahead and, you know what, we should start hooking this up. Soon, anyway, maybe not quite yet. Because we will want to automate all this, we're going to want to have it all hooked up to the refined storage system. But we'll do a few manually just to get started. I have not been able to spell in Darien this whole time. Now we could make seeds. That's a thought. Okay, so 16 ender pearls and 24 lead. 16 ender pearls. 24 lead. And that'll start cooking us up some Endarium. And oh boy, we're gonna want to upgrade these real soon. These are slow. Okay, that got us 16. And used up all the power, apparently. Alright, let's get some coal. Okay, there we go. So, we got these sort of components. And I believe we use these to upgrade the machines. Now, I don't know, not super clear on how they work yet. But I think it's time that we started thinking about hooking this up to the refined storage system. So we're going to take these 4 crafters. We're going to put them down. Very good. And we're going to need some cable. We're definitely going to have some more machines along here. But for the time being, we'll just hook up to it like this. And down below like that. And that should be fine, right? Okay. So the first thing we're going to hook up, the first thing we're going to make, I should say, is a recipe for Invar. Because I want to just have that automatically. Alright, and our induction smelter. Let's just get it so that it's, both ingots up. Okay, there we go. Throw that up here. That'll give us our, our Invar, which we're going to need for these. We'll also need to teach it gold gears, I guess. Very good. And anything else complicated with these? Doesn't look like it. So this should be the first tier of upgrades. And there's a lot I don't know about how it works in this version. So let's go ahead and make one. Right? Right. And let's go ahead and see if what do we do? Right click with it? Shift right click? Put it in here? Left click? Shift left click? I don't know how it works. We got augments, configurations, shift click into here. Oh, okay, we can put it right in there. Alright. So that increased us from, from 20,000 to 40,000. And it should be moving everything twice as fast. So you just throw that in there. I see. So the next tier up is reinforced. And for that, we'll need signalum and electrum. Okay, so we can get electrum by smelting together gold and silver. Let's throw that recipe up here. Whoops. There we go. Signalum. I think it's a little more complicated. Oh, it's not that. It's copper, silver, and redstone just right in. It doesn't look like they've added most of the liquids to this yet, for which I am glad. Whoops, I'm in the wrong spot. How do you make a blend? Oh, it's a grit. Okay, we're not going to bother with all that. Alright, come on. Give me bars. Give me bars. I could just go get bars and put them in the recipe. But I haven't. Okay, signal. And gonna want to be able to make this. It's gonna want signalum gears. Okay. Let's see if all of this is gonna work. Reinforced components. Now this should be twice as good as the hardened. So I don't have any room up there. So let's see how we do. Reinforced, right? Reinforced. Okay, it didn't like the copper that we're using here. So let's, one is probably enough. Throw this back in here. Oh wait, no, the copper must be in the signalum recipe, huh? Yeah. Alright. Clear it out. Okay, 3 copper ingots. Let's just get this going on. 3 copper ingots. Okay, that's how I want it. That should all be fine. Let's make sure with the silver. Where's the silver? Is that the silver? That's the tin. Is this the silver? That's the silver. I don't know if the thermal stuff is properly ore engineered yet, so could be our issue here. Try this again. Oh, now it says it doesn't have silver. Didn't it? Where else in the recipe is silver being used? Let's see. Oh! In the electrum. So we need... I guess we should just be doing these by hand instead of trying to click it in, huh? I'm in a little trouble here, folks. Okay, we'll just replace that. Now we should be fine, right? I hope. So it would seem. So this should be trucking right along, making some electrum, which is going to get fed right in. And then it should make the signalum. Very good. Very, very good. So that'll give us our reinforced. The tier up from this is a tier that uses the Enderium. So this is resin. So we're gonna need lumium. Let's just bring up the resonance. Okay. Lumium. This stuff is tin, glowstone, and silver. Whoop. Want it over here. Okay, so that's glowstone, silver, and tin. Some of that. Okay, so 3 tin. 1 proper silver. 2 glowstone. Better make some patterns. Alright. Make us lumium. And then we'll want recipe for the year. Which we will... My alarm's going off. Throw up in here. And then finally, recipe for the resonance. We do have this, okay. So, let's see how this goes. Oh. We don't really need Enderium glass, do we? Do we? Really? Can we do it with normal glass, please? Maybe not. Some kind of glass. So let's check out hardened glass. We can make hardened glass, well, just like that. Or we can use the induction smelter, quartz, obsidian, and sand. Alright? So, let's go ahead. Put that up there. And we'll just shift click this in. All we need is a regular piece of quartz. That'll be fine. That'll make hardened glass. And that should be just fine. So let's actually make these. Okay. So this is so far a pretty simplified version of the thermal mod. I'm not melting down redstone or anything. So let's get hardened glass out of here now. Oh, that's not what I want. I wanted to get here. So we're going to replace this. And now it should be in good shape. Right. So I want 3 of these to start with. Machine doesn't. Okay, so it's just queued up over here. It's gonna make all the hardened stuff first. All right, be back when this is done cooking up. All right, one of them's finished up. They sure are. So 2 of them are. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and throw one in here. It's moving. It's moving, but it's moving real slow. Now it's trucking right along. Holds 80,000 RF instead of 20,000. It's going 4 times as fast. Now, can we put 2 in here? You can, but it does. It definitely doesn't increase the amount of power that can go in, so it probably doesn't increase the speed. So it looks like only 1. And that is a fine beginning to the thermal mod. So thanks so much for watching. We're going to pick up with the thermal mods again in the next episode, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.